where did you start? What was the first product that you tried to sell?
So the first thing we ever did was not build our own website. We started supplying to companies that sold online. So when me and my brother were working at a bank, my first idea was, hey, why don't we create a website? We can go door to door and promote that website. So we created something out of nowhere, and then the idea to going door to door didn't make sense to hand out flyers about the website. So we just searched around, and then we saw a company called Groupon. And when I logged on to Groupon, there were random products, and then beneath it said 10,000 sold, 20,000 sold, 30,000. It just didn't make sense that so many units of a particular product were selling on these daily deal sites. So there was one particular product. It was an iPad case that was selling. And my brother and I looked at it. We're like, hey, maybe we can sell this as well on Groupon. So we tried to look for a local supplier that can get us this iPad case. And we fortunately found one in Canada. And let's just play with the numbers here. And he said, I'll sell you this iPad case for $10. So we went back to Groupon. We're like, okay, we'll sell this on your website for $15. So we're making $5 margin per product. He's like, okay. So we went back to supplier. Everything was confirmed. And then overnight, we sold like 500 units. So Groupon listed it. We signed the agreement, and it was a whole nervous process because it's my first time ever going to business venture. I'm 21.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing every minute somebody bought. So me and my brother were at the gym, and we're like, oh, look, we made $5. We made $10. We made $15. So at the end, it was, I think, around 500 orders. And then when we did the math, we're like, oh, my God, we just made $2,500. This is what I make at the bank at the month.
Mm-hmm.
So we went back to the supplier. And, the supplier looked at us. We're like, oh, we can't give it to you for 10 anymore. I have to charge you 20. And now we start freaking out. We're like, oh, my God, instead of making $2,500, we just lost $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
We both freaked out. We're like, what do we do? My brother's like, okay, why don't we try to get it cheaper? So we just randomly started looking at the internet. And then there was a website called Alibaba. And then we found a particular supplier. And then instead of $10, which the original guy offered it for, we got it for $5.
Wow.
Again, we've never done this. So we didn't know how to do this. So we talked to this person. They're like, hey, $5 a unit. We're like, oh, my God, we can make $5,000. We don't know who this person is. We've never met them. We've never seen their face. We just chatted with them online.
Mm-hmm.
We placed the order of 500 units, and we paid by Western Union.
Did they ever show up?
It showed up.
Wow.
And that was like, we were just like, whoa. We took the risk, right? We took the risk of $2,500, and that was from our credit card.
Crazy.
We didn't have any of that. Like, it was, we paid it, and then 2 weeks later or 1 week later, it showed up at our doorstep. And we're like, wow, let's get packing.
That is unbelievable.
And then instead of making $2,500, our profit increased to $5,000.
Yeah.
So me and my brother were like, hey, there's something here. We just made $5,000. All we did was pack orders. And it was funny because we took 500, we packed it at our house. Then we took 500 pieces, stuffed it in our car, and took it to Canada Post. And they were freaking out.
Yeah.
Because that's not the actual way to ship products. Right? You don't go to a Canada Post facility and drop 500 packages.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've learned the process after. But it was a very amusing start, and our eyes just lit up. We're like, oh my God, we just made $5,000. So like Groupon, there were back in 2012, 2013, there were a lot of new startup daily deal sites. We're like, okay, you know what we got to do? We got to contact each one, find whatever we think we can get, and start listing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we did. We just tried to contact everyone. we got super good at it. We undercut everybody. For us, it didn't we were still working at banks, right? So it didn't matter if we made a profit or not from this. And even at $500 to us was a lot of money. And most people in the industry wanted a 100-200% margin. We were okay with 10% margin. Because again, that's a lot of money to us.
Yeah.
So we quickly became one of the biggest online distributors for all these daily deal sites. And that kind of began our journey, contacting each daily deal company and offering them anything and everything we can get our hands on.
Incredible. All right, I'm Luke Hansen-MacDonald, and this was Beyond the Family Business. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and share with other family businesses or business families that you may know.